Just a normal day, just a normal day.
How do I start this off? So there I was, barbecue sauce on my face. I love how this is the first video I'm dedicating to the Scum villain fandom. Like, y'all, I love you, but this is very on brand, you have to admit it.
This is your legacy.
It's destiny. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Scum villain self-saving system, also known as SVSSS, it's Danmei, a Chinese BL novel written by the same novelist MXTX that wrote Heaven Official's Blessing and the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, also known as TGCF and MDZS. Lots of letters for those not in the know, sorry if it's confusing. The novel itself is like the equivalent of isekai and anime, basically this anti-fan of a novel called Proud Immortal Demon Way ends up dying suddenly, and his last words are "stupid author, stupid novel." And by saying those words, he triggers the universe, the system, to put him in the novel as the villain. He's reborn as the story's villain at an earlier point in the story before the protagonist, Luo Binghe, becomes the most powerful OP character in the whole story, who has a harem of, God, what was the number? Hundreds of women. The villain, the Scum villain, was initially a teacher to Luo Binghe, who was very cruel to him, abused him, and so later on, after Luo Binghe grows up, he takes revenge against the Scum villain teacher by slicing off all of his limbs and sticking him in a pickle pot.
I'm a pickle!
Shen Yuan, the guy who got isekai, does not want to end up in a pickle pot, and so he decides he's going to suck up to the protagonist, Luo Binghe, so he can survive the story in his new life. But there are obstacles in that the system of the universe that put Shen Yuan into the novel does not allow him to be too out of character. He still needs to fulfill his role as the villain and get through key story points.
You're a fixed point in time and space.
And so he has to get around these obstacles creatively, and TLDR, Shen Yuan ends up being nice enough to Luo Binghe that instead of falling in love with this harem of gorgeous ladies along the way of his story, Luo Binghe falls in love with Shen Yuan, aka the villain, instead. What's pretty funny is that because of the decisions that Shen Yuan makes, he ends up changing things in the story and the plot deviates, so he's no longer able to use his genre savviness to predict things. Side characters that initially had very little bearing in the story end up getting their roles expanded, and it turns out that there's actually another person in the same boat as Shen Yuan who went from our world into the novel. Scum villain self-saving system is kind of like the forgotten oldest child of the MXTX trilogy. It got a donghua, an animated show that got cancelled. It got a manhwa, a comic that got cancelled.
That's rough, buddy.
So while MDZS is eating good with all these adaptations from a live action to mobile games to multiple comics and to the donghua for Heaven Official's Blessings on friggin' Crunchyroll with an English dub, Scum villain has very little to its name. I mean, they got a pad commercial once. That's cool.
We take what we get.
But I'm not here to talk about Scum villain itself all day. I'm here to talk about a recent happening that went down in the fandom. Despite being starved of official content and always crying about the fact that we're not gonna get our season 2 of the donghua or our manhwa continued, the fandom itself is really chill and laid back, very unserious and active despite all of that. There's a perfect failsafe in the Scum villain fandom in that every time drama tries to happen or somebody's kicking up a fuss or things are going down, you can always just say, okay, Shen Yuan, or Shen Yuan, is that you behind another alternate account? Or guys, I found Shen Yuan! Because he initially started out as an anti-fan, so when people start making a mess in the fandom, they're just being a Shen Yuan. The novel itself gets pretty weird too, like you have to be chill with it if you want to be in the fandom. This is the post that spawned everything you're about to witness.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Even me, as a monster I'm like, what the am I looking at? The Scum villain himself, Shen Yuan, as a Sphinx cat, followed by other characters in the novel, including Luo Binghe, as his very naked, needy kittens.
I don't even know how to explain this.
I just want to know what spurred this creation, what muse from above inspired this idea.
Don't want to eat candy. But the parasites in me want the candy.
Because, like, I get strange creative ideas pop up in my head, too, but I can't even fathom this. Other people in the fandom saw it, over 1 million views, goddamn, and were like, oh my god, this is horrifying. I love it. It's the moment. It's a masterpiece. I need to contribute.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
And so People started making their own takes, and then it kind of spiraled into just turning the Scum villain characters into fleshy abominations. Pink, naked, fleshy abominations. No creatures barred.
Dude, phrase it.
I've seen sphinx cats, I've seen axolotls, I've seen tapeworms, I've seen just skin. Yeah, no, just imagine you're a Scum villain fan who's been waiting for season 2 of the donghua for years, and then you see it trending on Twitter and you're like, oh my god, it's finally happening! And then you open it up and see this. And I need to make this clear off the bat that I find this whole thing hilarious. Disturbing too, don't get me wrong, this has and will continue to haunt my nightmares, but this is quite the fandom feat, and I'm having a great giggle out of it. Seriously, congratulations APH, AF, you are the chosen one of the Scum villain fandom. Hats off to all the fan artists and creators who went full unhinged and dove into this. If their eyes had to see all of this, if my eyes had to see all of this, then your eyes have to see all of this too. Aren't you glad you watched this channel, guys? So without further ado, let me take you on a crazy fandom ride. Would Skinzun love this lowly one if he was a skin creature? We've got a dog, we've got a water bear, we've got a tapeworm, we've got a naked mole rat. I don't even know what those are. But it's okay, he would still love him. I mean, he has no choice. Yeah, forget would you still love me as a worm. Would you still love me if I looked like this? Oh, how majestic. And baby binghe. How I feel all day. Ah! Binghe, get your mommy milkies. This is the entire fandom.
Just a normal day, just a normal day.
Shout out to the Scum villain fandom. Gotta be one of my favorite asylums. Yeah, these are the other two fandoms, MDZS and TGCF, being like, hey, we're gonna check in on our older siblings, see how they're doing, how they're faring with, like, no content, and then they come in and see this. A female mountain lion cat stands by as her kitten feeds on fresh carcass of a mountain goat. I'm pretty sure this is the first thing I saw when I opened up the trending tag. Jesus Christ. How do you know I'm a Scum villain fan? This has got a Looney Tunes flair to it though, I appreciate that. Not binghe looking like a raw chicken. Fun fact, I actually pet a sphinx cat for the first time a month ago, and it felt like petting a warm peach. It was a pleasant experience. I can't bring myself to draw Skinzun. So here's a cat boy. Hey, it's still adorable. It's okay, I have full faith in your Skinzun drawing abilities. This is your fault. Oh my god. I see you sick doing this trend. I want in. Oh, this is what they look like as babies though? Disconcerting, but very adorable still. I mean, it's been us, but okay. You know, maybe this really is the breaking point. Ah! Oh my god! Why? I love you, Skinzun, okay? Who took the pivot of turning the cats into other creatures, though? That's what I would like to know. Maybe someone who didn't know what sphinx cats were, and so they were like, what the f is this? Okay, I'm gonna have my own take on it, I guess. Oh, how wholesome. As wholesome as whole milk. Dear creature, you are loved. Why are his eyes so swollen, though? Scum villain mains are unhinged. After you read MXTX's description of Zhu Zhilang's original appearance, you will understand that flesh cat Skinzun is a natural progression. What? Okay! We wonder why the fandom is bat crazy. This is why. Oh, hi. Get it, Skinzun. I love it. He's a little runt, he's so small. TGCF and MDZS fans always arguing over something. Meanwhile, this is what's happening in the Scum villain fandom right now. And that's why it's the best. At the dentist, they say, you do this in the waiting room? You just hear the zzzz in the back, and meanwhile you're tinkering around on your iPad. Skinzun. This reminds me of that Otome game where it's like a really handsome anime boy's face on top of like a horse or a llama. Was all the rage back in the day. Who dares disturb mother's feeding time? I'm gonna have to censor so much of this video. Yeah, all of this transpired around Mother's Day, so cosmically it had to happen. Abandoned. Parents thought he was the weakest sibling, searching for a mom. Tail is actually a finger. What the hell? Okay, it was bad before, but now the finger tail just tops it over. The official artist for the English translation saw it.
What is a legacy?
Womp womp. I better see all this fan art at the next con I go to, guys. POV, you saw too many Sphinx Shen arts and transmigrated into his body. No! I'm not ready to be a mother! Average MXTX fandom experience. Be like, Jiangchang is a baby girl, and here's a 46-page essay why. TGCF, lots of sick art per minute. Scum villain, tapeworm binghe. Would Skinzun still love this disciple if he were a mollusk? Was gonna say, I don't think a mollusk really counts for the fleshiness trend, but then, oh yeah, you open it up and it's just muscle. Not muscle, but you know what I mean. The Scum villain fan art I wanted to finish. The Scum villain fan art I actually did. He's so tiny in all of these. I can't do this anymore, guys. And we have officially peaked. Hairless skin creature Shenyuan made out of toilet paper mache. Even the texture looks right. Well done. There he is. There's our protagonist. At this point, we can fill an entire zine. Skin villain self-saving system. Let's go! I endorse this message. Hyper-realistic Sphinx Cat Skinzun, very nice. First time drawing anything. Describe your ass using only a pic of it. Aw, my precious skin creature. Mommy protects! Yeah, I wonder if the fandom has a mommy kink at all. Guess we'll never know.
It's not even close to the weirdest thing that's happened.
Shidi, welcome! You don't understand how happy I am. They're covered in fur. You and me both, buddy. Fandoms tend to go through phases the longer it's been since the source material has updated. First phase, straight from the source, lore, character studies, etc. Second, AUs that are still relevant to the source. Third, more abstract, generic AUs, usually the last stage. And then there's Scum Villain. Ugh! It's like the people with the blue eyes staring at you, only this time it's a naked cat with green eyes. He looks so silly. Oh, I love Animal Planet. Arf, I don't like your hands. You know? Yeah, that's Airplane Bro, aka the other person who got isekai, transmigrated.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Skinzun, Milkies, please. No! Stop! Ooh! Ooh! Oh, well, did you know that naked mole rat societies are matriarchal? Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, Skinzun. What a doting Skinzun. I don't like that expression, sir. Oh, he's so proud of his kittens. This is Binghe's natural state. I see no difference. You don't even go here, but you contributed? Dude, you're f***ing awesome. Oh. Guys, it never ends. Update, Chinese fans on Weibo have found Skinzun. Abort, abort. Okay, well, I'm going to stop before the final thread holding the pieces of my sanity together finally snaps, but I hope you enjoyed that very cursed little fandom dive. I'm so tickled that this video could be the gateway for a lot of new Scum Villain fans, and if that's the case, then you're welcome. If you're in the Scum Villain fandom yourself, then how do you feel about Skin Shenyuan? And if you're not in the fandom, can you see yourself joining anytime soon? Guys, I promise it's fun. We've got plenty of lotion to make sure our skin creatures stay moisturized.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.
If you want to see more fandom and fan culture-esque videos from yours truly, then feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.